Hello my pattern lovers, welcome to today's tutorial. On today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make a bustier gown with basque waistline. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, click on the notification bell to be notified anytime I post a new video. This video is suitable for everybody, for beginners, for intermediate and advanced. Bustier gown with a basque waistline. Please, if you have any question, you ask in the comment section. We'll start by making our bustier top, and we are taking the half length, and the half length I'm working with is 17, but I'm going to make it 22 inches because of the basque waistline. And here I've taken my armhole measurement, that is the chest line, armhole measurement, which is 9 inches. And also I'll be taking my bust point 11 inches on the bust measurement, which is 14 inches, the waist measurement, which is 17 inches, and the extra 5 inches will be for the basque waistline. And on the starting point, I'll be taking the shoulder divided by 2. You input your measurements and you go ahead and connect the line. And I'll go ahead and label it: the chest line, the bust point, the under bust, the under bust, the under bust, the waistline, and the basque waist. And now you will take nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. You go ahead and mark it out. Nipple by nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2 plus half inch sewing allowance, will give you 4.5. That is what I'm marking out. You go ahead and roll it, take it down. And now on the waistline, on the upper part, and now on the under bust line, I'll be taking half inch on the center front, half inch on the center front, on the bust, and on the waist I'll be taking half inch. And on the other side I'll be taking 1.5 inch because the bust I'm working with is small. The under bust I'll be taking 1.5 inch. You go ahead and connect it. And on the waist I'll be taking 1.5 inch. You go ahead and connect the lines. And on the upper part, you're going to connect it with a curved ruler to the bust point. Connect it to the bust point line with a curved ruler. Connect to the bust points. Connect to the bust point with the curved ruler from the under bust to the bust point. You take the neck measurement. If you're going to, this one is going to have a yoke. The neck measurement I'll be taking 4 by 4. That is what I took for the neck measurement, 4 by 4. You go ahead and connect. The bustier is going to have a yoke. You go ahead and connect. And now you mark your 1 inch shoulder slope and connect from the neckline to the armhole. And now you're going to get the middle of your shoulder measurement and connect it down. connect it down to the chest line with a straight line. Connect to the chest line. And now you're going to measure where you want your yoke to start from, how deep you want your yoke to be. I'm taking 7 inches for the yoke measurement. That is where my yoke is going to stop. 7 inches for the yoke. And you connect it to the armhole. And now you are going to tighten it. I'll be taking 1/2 inch on both sides for the yoke tightening. 1/2 inch on both sides. And connect to the bust point with your curve ruler. Connect to the bust point. Connect. You also connect the other side. And now you're going to take your full body measurement. You're going to take your bust measurement divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance, and the that you're going to take out, you impute it. You go ahead and curve your armhole line. Your armhole line. And make sure stop the armhole curve on the yoke line. You see what I'm doing? That is where it's going to stop. You take your waist measurement. Take your waist measurement divided by 4 and add the 2 inches you're taking out as that, so that when you cut it off you have the full measurement. And also add your 2 inches sewing allowance. You go ahead and connect. Now from that point, from that waist point, you're going to take it down to the folded edge, to the center part. From this side you take it down. Can you see what I'm doing? And that is the basque waistline. And you go ahead and cut. And to be able to cut this, I'm going to take the measurements down. Just mark your measurements down to the basque waistline so that you can be able to cut it open. Just take the lines down and cut through it. At this point, if you're still watching, please subscribe and like my video so that many people will watch this video. You go ahead and cut out the dart. And follow the curved line. See how I'm cutting it? That is the center front. You go ahead and cut off the yoke. And for the back is going to be your normal bodice for the back. The back is going to be normal bodice for the back. And the same way you cut the bodice, that is the same way you're going to cut the lining. And when you're done, you go ahead and infuse with your hairstay. If you want to make use of your hairstay, infuse your hairstay. Just iron it on the wrong side. And for the yoke, I'll be cutting out another fabric for placing the upper part with another fabric. That is the yoke, that is the center front, and these are the sides. And on this place, I'll finish joining everything. I'll finish joining my bustier. I have so many videos on how to cut the breast pad. Just go through my channel, you'll see the video. And now we want to attach the upper part to the down part. Just make sure you get the middle part of the upper part, get the middle part, get the center part, get the center part, mark out your center part. After marking the center part, you get the down part of your skirt, and mark out the center part. Mark out the center part of the down skirt. Go ahead and notch. And after, now you're going to take the 5 inches, because the upper part I left 5 inches for the basque waistline. So on the down part of the skirt, I'm taking 5 inches too. Take 5 inches, connect it to the middle part. And now you just go ahead and place your the upper part on the skirt, and you make sure that it stops at the waistline. See, can you see that the waistline is touching the skirt? At the back part is going to be inside the skirt. See how I'm placing it? And now you're going to mark out your back waistline. Go ahead and mark your back waistline. You mark the other side. And stop where the waistline is, and this is what we are going to have. But we're not cutting on the line. You're going to mark ½ inch as you're cutting. Make sure you're giving ½ inch sewing allowance. You see what I'm doing? Make sure you give ½ inch sewing allowance where you're going to attach it, so that when you're attaching it, it won't be too wide. Can you see? You go ahead and notch the middle. You cut the other side, not on the shock. We're going to leave ½ inch. We're going to cut from the ½ inch. And this is what you have, the back waistline. And now you go ahead and sew it down. You sew the lining down so that it won't be moving when you are attaching your upper parts. And after attaching it, you go ahead and sew the upper parts to the down skirt. As you can see, you go ahead and attach the first part. After attaching the first part, you go ahead and attach the second part of the skirt. You turn it to the other side and you attach. You go ahead and sew it down. And after sewing, this is what you have. This is what you have, the back waistline. Make sure you go ahead and open it up and iron it very well. Open it and iron it very well. Iron it down very well. You can choose to put your boning if you want, but this person doesn't want any boning in her dress. But when you put your boning, it will make it, the structure will come out very well. But this person doesn't want any boning. When you finish, you take your measurements and make sure that you have the correct measurement on your waist. You have the correct measurement on the waist. And you go ahead and attach it to the back parts. Go ahead and attach it to the back parts. And now we're going to cut the sleeve. We're going to cut the sleeve. Are you going to measure your sleeve? The length of the sleeve is going to be 11 inches. And the width of the sleeve, because I'm going to gather it, I'm taking 36 inches. That is almost 1 yard. Almost 1 yard. And now you're going to cut your armhole. You cut the armhole. You come down by 4. Come down by 4. And mark the armhole to get to the 4 inches. And go ahead and cut. You're going to cut the lining the same way, and you go ahead and infuse it with your collar stay. And now we're going to use the lining to turn the down part of the sleeve. Right side facing right side. Go ahead and stitch it down. And after stitching it, go ahead and turn it to the right side and give it a good press. Give it a good press, then fold it out and take the measurement you want. How wide you want the opening to be. You go ahead and take the measurements. For the open part, you measure it, how wide you want the down part opening to be. And you go ahead and stitch it down. And push the lining inside. Push the lining inside. This is your gong sleeve. Gong sleeve. And now for the upper part, you go ahead and gather the upper parts. You can choose to pleat. I pleated mine. You go ahead and pleat the upper parts. And make sure when you're pleating, you measure it to make sure you have your armhole measurements. I'll pleat the upper parts. Or you can gather anyone you choose to do. And now you're going to get your basic sleeve. You get your basic sleeve. Your basic sleeve. And you go ahead and sew down using your measurements. You close it up using your measurements, your round sleeve measurements. Now when you're done, you're going to insert it into the gong sleeve. Insert it into the gong sleeve. Insert into the gong sleeve and go ahead and sew it down. Go ahead and sew it down. You attach it together before attaching to your dress. Make sure that the sewing allowance, you match the two together. Match the two sewing allowance together where you stitched. And match the starting points with the first starting points. Match it together. You go ahead and attach it, sew it down before attaching to your main fabric so that it will be easier for you. At this point, please click on the like button to encourage me. And after sewing, this is what you're going to have. This is the sleeve and this is the back waistline. Thank you for watching. Please like, share my video. Bustier gown with a gong sleeve and a basque waistline. See you next time when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.